Ever feel like your day is full of action, but you get nowhere? Emails, Slack pings, meetings? Yet progress feels impossible. High achievers aren't faster, smarter, or more motivated. They simply control access and structure their decisions. In this video, you'll discover 5 systems they use to stop reacting and start leading. Studies show executives spend nearly 70% of their day on work that doesn't require their strategic brain. That's not just wasted time. It's how authority leaks without anyone noticing. The difference between busy professionals and high achievers? How they structure thought, action, and access. That's exactly what these 5 systems deliver. Consider Raj, a 42-year-old tech founder. Every morning, his phone buzzes incessantly with messages, board emails, and Slack notifications from his team. By 10 a.m., he has already adjusted 3 decisions that were never truly his to make. His calendar is packed, yet the sense of real progress feels elusive. At first, this feels like leadership. What comes next feels like resistance. And that's where the shift begins. Each choice Raj makes passes through invisible filters, anticipating reactions, softening edges, and calculating consequences for others. He doesn't lack intelligence, ambition, or experience. What he lacks is uninterrupted cognitive space, the kind that high achievers deliberately cultivate to make fast, confident, and strategic decisions. This erosion happens quietly, long before performance metrics reflect it. Psychologists call what Raj experiences cognitive interference and decision latency. Cognitive interference occurs when external pressures, emails, notifications, interpersonal expectations, fragment attention. Research from the University of California, Irvine, found that it takes an average of 23 minutes to return to a task after an interruption. Constant availability can effectively reduce focused thinking by nearly half. Decision latency is the subtle delay caused by anticipating others' reactions or seeking approval before acting. Every softened choice slowly erodes momentum and authority. Hesitation rarely feels dangerous in the moment. The damage appears later. High achievers manage these challenges not through speed alone, but by deliberately creating structured mental environments. They treat attention as a resource, access as a currency, and decisions as leverage, allowing them to focus where impact is greatest. You know that feeling like Raj, running around all day but getting nowhere? Insight number 1 breaks you out of that. The 5 insights below describe how authority is preserved before it needs to be recovered. 5 key insights. Here's the part most founders ignore. 1. Control your cognitive environment. When your mind is cluttered, insight becomes rare. High achievers understand that what you allow into your mental space matters more than what you do with it. They regulate messages, meetings, and social engagement, deciding what truly demands attention and when. This is not discipline, it is filtration. Sarah, a 36-year-old startup CEO, exemplifies this. She checks email only twice per day, mutes notifications except for urgent channels, and blocks several hours for deep work. The result isn't busyness, it's decisive, uninterrupted thought. Nothing was removed from her workload. Only uncontrolled access was. Stanford research shows that deep work periods increase problem-solving efficiency by 50 to 75%, while reducing the mental strain caused by fragmented attention. By controlling your cognitive environment, you reclaim clarity and space to tackle decisions that require strategic thinking rather than reactive problem-solving. Clarity returns before confidence does, and that sequence matters. Even small changes like turning off notifications for non-critical apps or scheduling no meeting blocks can yield a measurable improvement in decision quality and mental energy over weeks. Small controls compound faster than motivation ever will. Constraints sound risky, but watch what happens. 2. Constraint design for high-stakes decisions. High achievers design strict rules around decisions to kill analysis paralysis. Time-box choices, limited options, clear thresholds. Raj sets max 2 options per decision, under $5,000 equals 5 minutes max. No decisions after 8 p.m. Constraints feel brutal at first, but his decision latency halved. Speed becomes your unfair advantage. By designing your decisions with boundaries, you stop overthinking, prevent unnecessary back and forth, and free your brain for high-leverage moves. Behavioral research supports this. Limited choice reduces hesitation and increases commitment. By forcing constraints, high achievers create momentum rather than waiting for perfect clarity. Decisions stop being a mental drain, they become tools of leverage. Still overthinking decisions like crazy? Insight number 3, the switch. 3. Anchor decisions in internal authority. External validation slows action. High achievers act from internal certainty, not from the need to seek consensus. They anticipate reactions but don't allow them to dictate outcomes. Decisions become quieter, faster, and less reactive. Certainty is felt long before it is explained. Lena, a 40-year-old financial strategist, stopped seeking team approval for tactical moves. She outlined options, committed internally, and observed outcomes later. Initially, colleagues labeled her distant or hard to read. Over time, her choices carried authority simply because they were unnegotiated at inception. Hesitation disappeared, and authority followed. Organizational psychology research shows that leaders who anchor decisions internally, delaying negotiation and external validation, execute strategic plans 30% faster. Anchoring internally builds confidence, decisiveness, and consistency. Others learn to respect decisions without requiring constant justification. Consistency removes the invitation to interfere. Internal authority also reduces the mental drain caused by overthinking and second-guessing. High achievers maintain the capacity to act because their decision-making framework is self-contained, not dependent on external validation. Energy is preserved by closure, not reassurance. 4. Structure information. Flow over sharing invites interference. High achievers control what others know and when, creating natural hierarchies in communication. They focus on outcomes, not intentions, allowing results to speak for themselves. Narration creates entitlement. Silence creates boundaries. David, a product manager, stopped narrating project updates in full detail. Instead, he shared high-level milestones, withholding process specifics unless necessary. The team stopped micromanaging, freeing David's mental bandwidth for strategic foresight rather than reactive justifications. When explanation disappears, interference follows it out. Research on cognitive load management shows that overcommunication can reduce executive bandwidth by 25 to 40%, creating hidden friction and dependency. Structured information flow eliminates unnecessary distractions, allowing high achievers to focus on strategic impact rather than process validation. Results stabilize authority better than reasoning ever can. You feel that constant interference just draining all your energy? That final insight? It completely locks in your authority. 5. Identity anchoring before decisions. High achievers don't ask, "How do I feel about this?" They ask, "What kind of leader am I acting as?" Before big calls, they anchor to one identity tag: owner, not operator, or strategic, not reactive. Lena writes it at the top of every decision note. Hesitation vanishes. Decisions gain quiet authority. Identity drives action faster than logic or emotion alone. When your choice aligns with who you are being in the moment, second-guessing disappears. Colleagues sense that consistency and authority are built into every move, even without explanation. Identity anchoring ensures that even high-pressure, high-stakes choices are made with calm confidence. It preserves mental bandwidth and prevents the emotional fatigue that derails most leaders. Let's see it work in real life. Back to Raj. Emotional resolution and real-life application. After implementing these 5 strategies, Raj's mornings are quieter, meetings are fewer, emails are more selective, and decisions are sharper, faster, and less emotionally negotiated. He no longer adapts to everyone else's rhythm. Instead, the system adapts to him. Nothing dramatic happened. That's why it worked. Colleagues notice the shift without confrontation. Interactions become deliberate. Influence, once diluted by constant accessibility, is restored. Authority returns before anyone names it. High achievement isn't about working harder or being more motivated. It's about controlled engagement, strategic withdrawal through constraints, identity alignment, and unnegotiated action. Momentum follows structure, not effort. Conclusion. The mindset of high achievers is not built on busyness, motivation, or endless effort. It is built on control of thought, action, and access. When access is regulated, authority stops leaking. By structuring your cognitive environment, designing constraints for high-stakes decisions, anchoring decisions internally, managing information flow, and anchoring identity before decisions, you turn distraction into clarity, interference into leverage, and availability into authority. These are not habits, they are systems. This is not isolation, it is sovereignty over attention and energy. Implemented consistently, these practices do more than improve performance, they change how the world responds to you. People adjust not to explanations, but to structure. High achievers do not chase control, they own it, quietly, decisively, and strategically. You can do the same, not by adding effort, but by subtracting access. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe for more insights on how to think, act, and lead like a high achiever, because strategy beats busyness every time.